Well, let's go down the mountain here from Cloudcroft, New Mexico to Alamogordo, New Mexico for the last time in a long time, because I'll be heading back to Texas here in the next few days, and I'll go the other way. I'll go through, Artesia. Go through Mayhill, Artesia, may go through Hobbs and then turn south. But be that as it may, it's a beautiful day. Temperature is about 60 degrees. And let me get this thing going here. I got to get the cruise set here on a speed I can live with, and that should do it. But anyway, yeah, we're going to go down to Alamogordo, get a few things, and then on maybe Friday I'm going to leave. I checked with the owner today. He'll winterize my unit there at Chalet Village Resort, whatever they call it, and so he'll do that. And what else? He'll remove the cover from the carport and put it away, so that's good. And he does everything for a very reasonable price, you know. I mean, but I always pay him a little more. Why? Because it's worth it to me. I can't climb up on ladders and stuff anymore. And you know, as far as winterizing an RV, he blows out the lines and stuff. But I pay him a little bit. Well, anyway, so we get that. I got that scheduled. The mail forwarding starts on Thursday, so yeah, I've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's for making a move back to Texas. And I was going to wait and go on Monday, but I'm so anxious to get back in the 100-degree temperatures I can hardly stand it. You know, I know when I get there I'm going to go, now Rusty, why did you come back so early? I'm already prepared mentally for that. So, but down the mountain, run boy run on a Tuesday morning, and yeah, this is the 5th of September, and we'll be back in Texas maybe the 10th or around there. And I'm in no hurry to get back. I mean, if I decide to go somewhere on the way back, I will, or change my route, I will. And so, you know, you just can't go very fast down the mountain. I'm going 36 right now, and it seems like I'm going 136. No kidding. It's really not a white knuckle event anymore going down the mountain, but it's, you got to pay. See that sign there, that fish hook? I hate those, you know. You know, that's just a solid curve, you know what I mean? And I'm going 30, well actually I'm going 35 now, and you'd think I was speeding. Speed limit 40. I doubt you could make this turn at 40. So here we go, got to get gasoline and stuff. What else have I got to do? You know, I've got a lot of stuff in the vehicle right now, and so the stuff is rattling now. But I'll get it all squared away, don't worry. We'll get that squared away, no problemo. And what else? Well, you know, having a Class B motorhome like I have, and planning to utilize it, driving back and forth to Texas and maybe a few other trips in between, you know, I always keep stuff in the vehicle, you know, non-perishable items, food items, and some cooking stuff, and of course my shower stuff, pee jug, a few clothes, you know, and you know, it's not a car, you know. I mean, a lot of people, say a lot, there are a few that in their minds they see this as a like a car, and not quite, but close. Very close. It certainly handles well. And putting the cruise control on going down this mountain works wonderfully. You know, right now the RPMs are like 2,500. We're going 40, and we're on a 6% grade. That's okay. And this drive takes about 25 minutes. It's 16 miles, but allow at least 25 minutes. Well, the way I drive. But fortunately there's no one behind me, you know, and the Labor Day weekend crowd is moved out. I mean, you wouldn't believe. I was going to go by some of the campgrounds that I showed you the other day, how crowded they were. There's nobody there now. Nothing except a little trash. Beautiful area. If you got to be somewhere in the summers, this ain't bad. I've been here in New Mexico since the 1st of April. So April, May, June, July, August, say the middle of September, about 5.5 months. That's fine. I missed a lot of the heat in Texas. The temperatures in Texas will start coming down in my area in about 2 more weeks. We should be into the low 90s, low 70s for in the mornings. I can deal with that. You know, I've gotten to know New Mexico so well over the years, or this area that I come to. It's just like home, you know. And I guess you could say it is, because I do have a home base here, even though it's a leased deal. I don't own, but I own everything above ground. Who knows? I may sell it next year. I don't know. What would I do? Well, what I would like to do is just cruise around the western part of the U.S. and stay at wherever I wanted to stay. However, that's more illusion than reality, because finding a place to stay is the key that isn't packed. And I'm not real fond of RV parks. State parks are okay, you know, if you can get a reservation and with water and electric. Boondocking, I'm not into that. No, I like a little comfort, even though I can run the generator and run the air conditioner and run everything, actually. It's just that I don't care to be, I don't want to go down those old rutted roads and stuff anymore. Yeah, it's pretty nice when there's not a crowd of cars right on your bumper. I'm going to look into that next year, the possibility of doing a little more traveling. And even in the fall this year, when I get back to Texas and it gets a little cooler, then I may do some Texas travel. But the few state parks that I like to go to are the most popular Texas state parks, and hell, you can't even get a reservation. Well, you can, but I think if you can book up to 6 months in advance, and that ain't gonna work for me, because I changed my mind. You know that. Oh, fickle rattle man, fickle man. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be fickle? Boom, boom, ain't it great to be nuts? Yeah, it is. Every time I come by that hostel there, I check it out, and rarely do I see anybody there. It might be a self-serve hostel, you know, where you go in and pay at the door or something. I'm flossing my teeth as I'm coming down the mountain, because I had some dark chocolate with almonds. Where would I like to go? if I was going to do some traveling in the West, well, I like, Arizona. Northern Arizona's nice. Southern Utah, northeastern Utah. Uh, yeah, those are beautiful areas, but they are very, very popular areas. Not only for people in the U.S., but for people all over the world. You can get cherry cider there and honey. Have I ever got any there? No. Will it? I doubt it. The old apple barn, I guess they're open. It says 10 to 5. Well, we'll let this go down. We'll let this go till we get to the bottom of the mountain as a tribute to the Cloudcroft area, my newest home base. When will I come out here again next year? It's hard to say, man, because it's pretty damn cool here in April. May, they still get snow. So we may do a little traveling in southern areas of New Mexico, Arizona, and where else I can think of. That's cute. Yeah, they pass me like it's an emergency, and then they slow down there. So, guys, it's been an interesting summer, I have to tell you. I have done a lot of things. I sold my place in Capitan. Boom. Sold my electric vehicle. Boom. Sold my tow dolly. Boom. Sold my Class C RV. Boom. And bought me a Class B RV that works very well for me so far. It says rough road below tunnel. It is. That's where they have they've had 2 landslides there that they've had to clean up with heavy equipment, and the road it is a little rough there. A very scenic drive on a beautiful day, beautiful clear skies, which you get a lot here. This is the area we're getting into. Well, even around Cloudcroft, it's clear most of the time. Now, that 2 years ago when I was there, they had a really, I guess you'd say, what do they call it? The monsoons. They had a really good one, and it was rainy and cold for 2 months. Yeah. That's why I sold it. I was too damn cold. With the Class B motorhome, I really wonder, do I need 2 home bases? Even though the home base in Cloudcroft cost me virtually nothing, $1,500 a year for 6 or 7 months, that you could be there if you choose to. That's a hell of a deal, man. I mean, that's not bad at all. You figure an RV park, if you chose to stay there, cost you, I'd say, a minimum of $400, $500 a month. Minimum. This is the rough part right here. So they got to push those 5-ton boulders out of the road. But yeah, I think about, just doing the place in Texas for 5 or 6 months a year, and then the rest of the time just cruising around. It sounds good. I mean, it sounds like it would be something easy to do, but it ain't. You know, the reality is finding a place to camp on a regular basis, day after day after day, for a few months. And that's not easy. Because you can stay 2 weeks at BLM campgrounds and national forests, and you can stay 2 weeks at state parks, national parks normally. And so, you know, you could do 2 week, you know, 2 weeks is 2.5 months. So, you know, you could possibly, I'm going to look into it, but am I talking in circles here? Probably. The difference between the Cloudcroft area and Alamogordo right down the road here, it's totally like night and day. I mean, it's a whole new universe. It's, you know, 25 minutes. Now, if you lived in Alamogordo, this would be great to have a place up in the mountains. You just go back and forth as you chose, and that would be pretty neat. You know, could I do that? Yeah, I could. Why don't you do it? Well, I just don't want to. I like going to Texas for right now. You know, that may change. You know, I could certainly sell my place in Texas and buy a place in Alamogordo or Tularosa or somewhere within an hour drive of Cloudcroft that has a much milder winter, and that would be a thought. But I don't know, man. I got 2 sisters in Texas and 2 sons and a grandson. Even though I don't see them very much, I may improve on that. Okay, see, now this sign here is what tricks a car like this one. It's got 2 speed limits there, 35 and 50, and the vehicle picked 35. You see, now if you were in a Tesla and you know that, what do they call it, driving itself stuff, yeah, it would see those 2 signs right together. That would be very confusing. How do you know which one is which, even for a human? Now, I've turned off a lot of stuff. And I feel much more comfortable driving this vehicle now. You know, that lane departure thing, you know, it'll kind of force you back and forth, even though you're, you know, if you're in a construction zone where there's stripes everywhere, it moves the steering wheel. I find it very distracting. We're showing 365 miles of range. I filled up with gas almost exactly 7 days ago, and it was 504 miles of range. So that's roughly 140 miles in a week at 20 miles a gallon. These 7 gallons cost me about $30 a week for gas, driving like I do here. That's not bad. I can live with that. And is this an exciting video? Isn't it? If you enjoy beautiful views, it is. Or if you enjoy hearing an old man talk about crap you're not interested in, I guess it's really great. I'm just talking to myself, guys. And the reason I say some of these things is some of you will leave a comment that I'll say, well, I didn't think of that. And that's true, you know, because I don't have a real sounding board, you know, like a man and a wife. The wife will say, what, are you nuts? And vice versa. The husband will say, what, are you nuts? You know, and on they go. Okay, here we go. Let's turn this off. Now we can coast down the mountain. So guys, we're almost to the foot of the mountain, and that's Alamogordo straight ahead. So with that in mind, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want anytime. Use the Amazon link if you choose to. Drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, stand guard at the door of your mind, and keep your health and enjoy your life the best way you can. Best way you can. Adios, bye-bye.